Good morning, everybody. It is day 11, as I have 4+ days left on my Goddess's Blessing, which is 15 days. And I am currently, somewhat successfully, autoing GB10. I haven't really changed much with my units. I have been able to get Shannon onto a passable despair set, so 70 speed, an additional 9,000 HP, a little bit of defense, and just that accuracy, getting around 54 accuracy, which I can still improve because it's a plus 12 accuracy rune. So I can still get a little more accuracy if I feel like I need it. But otherwise, I've got an assortment of 5-star blue and purple despair runes, as well as some energy runes that I've been able to either pick up or I've had. Carbine is Swift's Blade right now, with a menagerie of blue to purple 5 and 6-star runes, mostly 5-star runes, except for the 1 6-star rune. And then Bella is Swift Energy with her slot 1 rune not even powered up at all. 4-star, 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 5-star, 5-star rune. Lapis is still on her Revenge Vamp set, which I would like to change out. Don't have the runes for that yet. You do see an artifact here. It is just still white level 1. I started farming those just to get them on the units that I can, but I did that after I had been successfully clearing Giants B10 for about a day and a half. I am going HP on all my units because that is where I believe most of my units will be lacking once I try to progress to B11 to B12. And I did switch out Royd for Bernard. Bernard is still only 5-star. I don't expect to 6-star Bernard or Shannon, even going into GB12. I think I should be able to get enough stats to make them tanky enough that I don't need to spend that investment into these support units, which also means they won't get artifacts. I am building Mav for TOA, as well as I am building a Saf for TOA. He will also be my second unit that I will Second Awaken. I am still pouring currently my Second Awakening energy into Bella, as Bella is one of the more versatile monsters that I have in my box that is able to be Second Awakened. She'll get the attack gauge reduction on her skill 1, she'll get the increased attack gauge on her skill 2, and she can be used in Giants, in Dragons, and in TOA. I don't plan to do any Dragons any more than I have to, but I do plan to use her in TOA, so I want those additional base stats, and I want the strengthening of her 2 skills. And I'm actually almost there, and I have only been able to farm level 2, which is why it's taken me so long. I'm not too worried about it in terms of the length of time it takes me to Second Awaken these units, as there aren't that many that are so super viable so early in the game. You can make arguments for Naomi, you can make arguments for Crow. While Naomi has the easier rune quality available, you can have a lower rune quality on her and have her do better than, let's say, Crow, because Crow does need to have that 100% crit rate, as well as Crow does need to have that high crit damage and attack, or higher crit damage and attack. And Naomi, you can just stack attack and crit rate, crit damage, as well as she's Wind, which gives her more survivability against the Giant, as opposed to Crow, who then you would also need to try and make him tanky. So you can sacrifice certain stats. Early game, you want to get him stacked with more HP so that he survives over, let's say, crit damage and attack in terms of substats. So you might go, speed, crit rate, HP. slots 2, 4, 6. Or if you're able to, you can do speed, crit damage, HP. I would recommend that HP slot 6 if you're going that route. I'm building the Sath, as I said, for TOA. He's going to be my next Second Awakening unit. And I do have Mantura fully skilled. Same thing with Bernard, because they do have skill ups that drop in scenario. So I did run Terramore for the vast majority of my food journey, because you do get the Griffins and the Serpents. So I was actually able to power up 5 Serpents to be the fodder needed to power up and level up Mantora. And then since I already had Bernard at 5-star, because it's wonderfully easy to 5-star units, which can be a detriment down the line of, oh hey, I have all this food, let me just 5-star a bunch of units. Try not to do that. Focus on the teams you're building and the units you need for those teams, and then just put everything else in storage. I then, once I had all that, I did switch over to Aiden, because that is where the Grim Reapers drop, and they dropped surprisingly frequently for me. Enough to where, as you can see, I've got 5 that are ready to be 5-starred, along with a 6th that is my base. And then if I go into my storage here, you can see I've still got 3 additional units. I'm still going to be farming that, because I don't believe that is enough skill ups, because I believe he needs like close to 13. So I will be continuing to farm Aiden for additional Reaper skill ups. I did get another 5-star. I'm not really broken up about it. He is a nice usable unit. He has a defense break attack buff on skill 3. He does have that seal scroll skill. He does have a really nice fire attack lead, but it's nothing that would be like, oh, I need to build this unit. So it is January the 11th, so patch notes did actually drop. I may build this unit for TOA, simply because I do have a few extra Elven Rangers to skill her up with, to where then, I could use her instead of Tyrone. Since Tyrone's a 4-star, he's difficult to get, but then again, you can go through your Summoner's War account's lifespan and get very few 3-stars. So I still am going to go with Tyrone, but this is actually going to be a very viable unit, because her skill 3 is changing to where if the attack bar remaining after the skill is 30% or less, she's going to freeze the target, which crowd control in TOA is key to surviving. Additionally, the nice thing with that is you can reduce their attack gauge, you can freeze them, and then you can throw on the dots. You can get a few extra turns, and they'll just take that damage without getting a chance to attack. Which is, again, the one main reason why I am also wanting to use Tyrone, is because you can freeze them with skill 3, apply the slow, use that skill 2 to reduce their attack gauge, because they'll hopefully have that slow debuff, and then you can just stack on those dots, and then as soon as they get their turn, they'll take all the dot damage, which is also why Sath is nice, because then you're just doubling that dot damage. Alright, so let's see what I got. So I did complete a full 10 round. Nope, don't need that. Nope, don't need that. Don't need that. So I would rather have crit rate attack, or speed attack, or speed crit rate, or crit rate crit damage than crit damage attack. If I had a Naomi, that would be a different story, but since my primary DPS unit, which is Carbine, needs that crit rate, I have to go for that crit rate. You don't really need slot 4 attack, at least on Despair. I don't need that, and I don't need that. The reason I don't need this is because I would rather have either HP percent, or if that flat HP was speed, that would be great. Or even speed in lieu of the defense, because that is a relatively high flat HP roll. But otherwise, I'll just go ahead and hit replay. So I am actually low on mystical scroll, unknown scrolls, not mystical, unknowns. I only have 34 right now, so that's one of the reasons why I am running giants right now, is so that I can get some more unknown scrolls, because I throw all of the available food units in here. I am possibly considering building Tatsu, but that's going to be way down the line if I even get there before I complete the goals of this account. So I'm holding on to those. I'm holding on to Howls because Lulu is nice if that's necessary. But as you can see, I have nothing to feed with, and I don't like using 3 stars to power anything up because you never know what's going to get a buff. You never know what is going to be useful, and I want to try and have this account be primed for whoever gets it when I'm done with it. So I do need those unknown scrolls, as well as I need the mana, and I need the runes. So that is everything that I kind of have for today. There's really not a lot, just trying to give you guys an update for the nobody that watches. If you guys have any questions, pop a comment. If you enjoy what you're watching, give me a thumbs up, subscribe. Other than that, I can't think of anything else to discuss related to, my Summoner's Way. So, yes, last thing. This will be part of a follow-up review of the process as a whole. But right now I'm stuck on the Guild Ifrit summoning pieces. So one thing that I would really like to see come to its change with regards to the blessing is double points on arena points and guild war points. Those are both areas of the beginning aspect of the game that could even last through the first 30 days as opposed to just the first 15. When you first start an account, you're put in a different bracket than everybody else, as well as your account is kind of protected from visibility or high visibility. And so my beginner account actually gets less attacks. It's less visible than my main account. Like, I can refresh my main account and I'm hitting 5 to 7 accounts that are below level 20, and here I get maybe 3 that are below level 20 and everything else is 40 to 50. So being able to actually spend your arena wings without having to de-rank yourself by fighting those level 50 accounts, or just like entering and leaving to downgrade your ranking so that you can hit refresh and maybe have something to attack. Getting additional points, as well as maybe changing that feature a little bit, would really be helpful. As well as for guild points, maybe having an additional allowance of guild points given to you every day for the first 15 days would be really beneficial. And even doubling up whatever points you do earn, because getting in the guild is one thing. You will hopefully get your daily check-ins of 5 to 20 guild points, depending on how active that guild is. And then if you're able to get into attacks in Guild Wars and Siege, you'll get guild points that way, but otherwise you're relegated to Labyrinth, which you'll get maybe 20 to 30 points a day, maybe at best, because you're normally doing easy or possibly normal levels within Labyrinth, and you're not going to get a lot of guild points for that. You'll get some, it'll add up, but it just won't be a lot. And with the guild points, obviously you want to, I only have 49 right now, but you want to get that weekly Devilmon. I got it the weekly Rainbowmon. I got it last week. I haven't been able to get it this week. I was able to get the Guild Magic Shop, which is something you really want to get because that can get you gems, runes, grinds, and even monster pieces, 4-star monster pieces. That can be very beneficial to your progression if for skill ups or even for a new unit. Because the Barbaric Kings are in there, the Rakshasas are in there, the Pirates, however you want to pronounce it, those are in there. And then there's 4-star fodder like the pumpkins. No, the pumpkins are actually not too terrible. But so this is 200 points. This is 150 points. And then now where I am, that's 150 points. Now where I'm stuck on my Summoner's Way is I need to save up 300 guild points to purchase the Ifrit pieces. Everything else within level 3, is not that difficult. Leveling up 40 more monsters, possessing 4 or more 6-star units, getting 6-star runes from giants, power up 2 6-star runes, clear, Dragon Speed 10, summon 5 monsters, clear a hard stage in Labyrinth. I'll probably be hard stuck on that for a while. And then, level up, possess 5 6-star monsters, get runes from dragons, clear Rift level 3, achieve B rank in World Boss. That'll also be a challenge, but that'll just come with better runes. It'll come with more units. And then, finally clearing TOA 100 normal. So, starting guild content as early as you can is going to be helpful, but if we just got more early game, that would be helpful here, because a lot of times as a new player, you're gonna see, oh hey, I've got some guild points. What can I use with my glory points? Ooh, scrolls. But those aren't going to be the best options for you. So looking ahead and getting more is going to be helpful. I was able to build. So I am at 165 cap energy. I was able to build 2 of the energy statues for completing Giants B10 and Magic B10. I was also able to create the Energy Gateway. This is something that, if you can build as early as you can, is definitely going to help out, because it's free 60 energy every 12 hours. Nice little timetable at the bottom. So other than that, my progression is still just going to be clearing farming GB10, working my way to 12. I'm going to try to finish building my Sath before I run out of the double XP. I do also pop an additional XP because you do get so many early on, and some of them will expire. So like this one right here, this 12-hour, this will expire. So I'll pop this if I haven't already popped one today. I haven't. So that way I get 3 times XP while I'm farming, just to be more energy efficient. That's something that you can do. Other than that, I don't know what else to talk about, what else to discuss. Unless you want to go the fusion route of going Sigmarus, or if you're going to be following the chain with Veramos. Veramos is a unit that you can keep at 5-star and awaken him obviously and use him that way, even up to GB12. I wouldn't worry too much about any of the others. Sigmarus would be the only fusion unit early game that would be of benefit, just because of his control capabilities with his S3, as well as his damage can scale with the enemy's max HP, so you don't have to focus too much on the attacks. You can make him kind of thick, and he can be used in Giants and in Dragons, as well as in TOA because of the control feature. Though that control feature requires crit rate, which crit rate can oftentimes get you in trouble with TOA. The Wind Vampire is actually pretty nice. Ling Ling is really nice for a Steel Fortress as well as for Giants because she does have a strip and a block beneficial effects. So if you go in there with one or two units that with an additional unit that can strip, as well as Ling Ling who can apply that block beneficial effect, you can mitigate a lot of that Giant's damage with her skills. Just because that Giant won't ever get that that attack buff. I kind of would have liked to have gotten a Lupinus early and used her as my main damage dealer because her S3 does scale with enemies max HP. She does have a lot of multi-hits, but as well as she does have a silence, she is wind, so that is a benefit to her for Giants, so she does have that chance of plants and that additional survivability because of that. It would have just been interesting to try. You know, other than that, that is how I've been progressing with my account. How much longer do we have on TOA? 3 days. So I will likely not complete TOA this rotation, which is probably a detriment to me with some of the buffs that are going to be coming in soon. But next rotation, I don't have any I don't see any issues of completing TOA. I could probably try pushing. Maybe I'll give it a shot today or tomorrow. But as of right now, it's farm Giants, get runes, level units while I have that double XP available. So if you guys have any questions, leave a comment. If you enjoy the content, like, subscribe, and have a good day, everybody.